What is up, awesome people of the internet? Guys, got some big news that I'm going to reveal in this stream. We're also going to talk about Angel and Asia Wilson and how great they were the last week. And we're going to talk about Sue Bird as well and the statue that she's getting. And we'll finish off talking about what in the world is happening today, because we got a lot of basketball, a whole lot of basketball today. That's next up on Quita in the morning.
Are you ready?
Are you ready?
Are you ready? Ready, set, go.
Get ready, get ready, get ready, get ready. Guys, hopefully you all are having a fan-freaking-tastic day. Happy Thursday. I don't think I said that already. Happy Thursday, everybody. And let's get into it because, guys, darn it. I put it up too much. Guys, I actually have some cool news to let you all know about. Because as y'all know, we've been doing this channel for a long time and we've been rocking and rolling, and some stuff happened and I was like, heck yeah, I got to share it with the people, because some news to share is that I got credentialed, guys. All right, this is some very, very exciting news that I'm still trying to officially let sink in, because I have been officially credentialed as media for the 2025 WNBA All-Star Weekend, guys. It's very, very, very exciting news, and I was just like, heck yeah, I gotta share it with the people today. I have to share it with the people. I saw somebody end up guessing that in the chat, so shout out to you for doing that. But yeah, I did end up getting credentialed. No, Bobby, I do not. It is not Quita Goes Hollywood. That is not what this is. Okay. All right. So that is the news. The official news is I have been credentialed as media, which means that in a couple of weeks I will be headed down to Indianapolis covering the WNBA All-Star Weekend in person as a credentialed media person. And saying that sentence absolutely is still something I'm trying to get used to. It absolutely floors me. When I saw the email come through yesterday, my jaw basically hit the floor. This is the first time being credentialed for anything, and for it to be one of the biggest events in the women's basketball calendar is just absolutely wild. It's incredible. And before I say anything else, I do just want to lead with thank you, truly thank you. This is one of those things where you all know we're a community here, and you all watching, every single one of you who watch, who comment, who subscribe, who share, who support what we do on this channel, you are the reason why I am able to do this. You're the reason why, right? I would not be going to WNBA All-Star as as a credentialed media person if it wasn't for you. Now, I would be there still, and I would just pay and sit in a regular seat and all that stuff, but you all are the ones who helped me grow this platform to a level where the league was actually like, you know what? Sure, yeah, you belong in this room. And that's a big deal. That's a big deal for me, and something that I do not take lightly at all, because this platform is our platform. This is the awesome people of the internet, and we have this. This is something that we have built together, and every like, every share, every comment, it truly does matter. It really, really does matter, and I am very grateful for you all's support. Truly, truly, truly. I'm very grateful. And Shamika says, you're right. I will take all of the credit. Yes, Shamika, you have been with the awesome people of the internet for a long, long, long time. Okay. But yeah, truly, truly, this is absolutely, absolutely amazing. W. Bazil says, if I am responsible, where's my companion pass? Mama didn't even get a companion pass. But I will say that I will try to figure out some sort of like meetup thing for those folks who will be in Indianapolis. I think it would be really fun for us to hang out IRL, because that should be really, really fun. Nancy says, I hope this means you get some reimbursement of travel or accommodations. I don't. However, it's fine because it's only Indianapolis. So I'm just going to drive down there. And I've already booked my hotel and all that good stuff. So I'm very much excited. I have been saving up for this possibility. And so I am all good. But yeah, I'm very, 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 very much excited. Okay. So, while I am excited about this, I have to admit, guys, I am a little nervous, right? Let's keep it real. I'm a little nervous. This is a little bit out of my comfort zone of sorts. I've gotten very comfortable with creating content from here, from my living room, and telling the stories and talking to you all, and just engaging this way. And of course, I've gone to some stuff out and about, but it's more of me being just a fan, just someone who is sitting in a regular seat. And this will be a different thing for me, sitting with other media people and whatnot. So it should be kind of interesting. This is an opportunity for me to stretch myself. And try my best to make sure to give you all the best coverage possible of WNBA All-Star. So, my goals for WNBA All-Star Weekend. The reason why I'm telling you all this is because, again, we're doing this together. This is a collective thing that we are doing. And truly, I was like, you know what? I need to make goals, and I need to tell the people the goals so y'all can hold me accountable and we can do this thing together, okay? So my goals is, number one, I really want to document the vibe. I want to document it all for you so you can kind of feel like you're there, because All-Star Weekend festivities actually begin on Thursday. And that stuff probably won't be covered by a ton of people, and so it's sort of like I want this channel to be a place where people can go to live, know what's going on with WNBA All-Star, to just document stuff so that we can get the collective feel for the vibe of All-Star Weekend. So from Thursday through Saturday, there's going to be a lot of events. And I'm going to be there to try to give you all behind the scenes moments, right? I'm going to try to show it all to you through my camera lens. And I want to try to bring you all as well, interviews, with current and former players and coaches, and whoever I can grab, to talk to them, because there's a lot of questions I have when it comes to, WNBA players and coaches, a lot of questions, historical questions, current questions. And so I want to be able to interview some folks and ask some questions and, document that whole thing as well. So hopefully y'all will be seeing you all will be seeing some interviews that will be popping up on this channel around WNBA All-Star, because whoever I can grab and talk to, that's what I'm going to do. Okay? I'm out now. I will be a one-man band because Mama is not going with me, and so I'm gonna probably practice beforehand on like how to do all the stuff in terms of doing the interviews while holding the camera, while having my notes, and we'll figure out a way to do that. So buckle up, guys. This is going to be an absolute ride, okay? And this is going to be really, really fun. So I hope you all are excited. Lindy says that they give you guidelines on what you can video and what you can't. Well, they said just you can't capture video of or photos of any of the actual credentials themselves. So I cannot show you the actual credentials. I haven't gotten them yet. I'm gonna get them, I guess, when I get down there. But that's the one thing that it's like, hey, you absolutely cannot show this. But I assume once we get down there, they'll probably have more guidelines of, okay, you can capture this, you can't capture this, what can be live, what cannot be live, that type of stuff. So I'm assuming I'll get more information as time goes on. But I am very, very, very excited. Slay says, good for you. It will get you more opportunities. Try to get the WNBA playoffs regardless of team. Yeah, I do want to be able to cover the WNBA playoffs as well. Krista says, do you have to take off of work? Yes. In anticipation of this, I already took off of work. And so, yeah, I'm gonna be down there full force covering this whole thing. It should be fun. Nancy says, get a brooch camera. I'm not sure what that is. So you can wear so you don't have to use your phone all the time. People can be relaxed talking with you. I'll look up what type of camera that is. But yeah, I am very, very, very excited. Dominique says the magic Quita bus, like the magic school bus. All right, but yeah, this is very exciting. I had to tell y'all. I got the news yesterday, and I was like, I gotta call my mama. I gotta tell her what happened. Because yeah, you apply and then you just sort of wait and see, and it's like, okay, well, is this channel big enough? Are we to the level where the WNBA is like, actually, you know what? Yeah, you're not just a rando, right? You're not just a random fan. There actually is some value in your coverage, and we'll approve you to be here. Like I don't know, that means a lot. And I am very, very grateful about this. I'm very, very grateful. And so, yeah. It should be fun. It should be very, very fun. Lou says, Quita in the morning is #1 sports channel. Hey, that's what I hope to be. I really do hope to be that. But yeah, this is big. This is a big deal. Again, I'm super excited. I'm also kind of nervous at the same time because here's the thing. You all know this. I'm awkward in real life. I don't really talk to people as I'm very social with people, but not in a crazy amount. And so I don't really know any of the other media people. and so this is going to be pretty interesting to because I assume it's they're going to be taking the media people to here, do this. Here's this press conference here. Do you know what I'm saying? They're going to be shuffling us around. And it'll be interesting to, just also talk with other credentialed people as well to just learn more about them and how they do their thing as well. Because again, I have created this channel based off of what I know and how I know to cover stuff. And so I assume I will also be able to talk to some media people that may have some good insight for me and good learnings for me and all that stuff. So this is a coverage opportunity for this channel, but also I think this is also sort of a developmental opportunity for myself as well. Not just interviewing players and coaches and whatnot, but also learning from seeing what the other media people are doing as well. And so, yeah, that's really cool. Tough Dana 3, thank you so much for the super chat. Salute to you. Really do appreciate the love. Really do. Thank you. Laura says, is Quita rocking Cubs today? Love it. The reason why I'm rocking Cubs because number one, this is a CHGO shirt. So you see that? It's a CHGO shirt because y'all, All City Network got me covered with a merch, and so I'm be rocking a lot of All City merch because it looks awesome. But two, the reason why I'm wearing this shirt in particular is because yesterday I saw the Cubs versus Guardians game, and the Cubs were able to squeeze out the victory. The Guardians was beating us at first, and then we came back, and then they scored late, and it was they had players on I believe they had players it was ninth inning or whatever. They had players, on like ready to go, and we ended up getting that third out, and then game was over. We won by 1 point. It was a great game. I was watching it, and I was like, you know what? To celebrate the awesomeness of the Chicago Cubs and how they really are having a good season. Like, guys, yes, I rock for the South Side because that's where I'm from. However, I'm a Chicago fan through and through. So any of these Chicago teams that are doing a thing, oh yeah, I wanna rock out with them. I wanna celebrate it. And so yeah, I'm wearing my Cubs shirt because the Cubs beat the Guardians yesterday. Okay, and I think that is pretty cool. I thought they were gonna lose it in that ninth inning, but they were able to hold out and get the dub. So shout out to the Cubs. Next year we'll try to get Mama credentialed for sure. Tisha says you're just fine in real life. Thanks, Tisha. Tisha actually met me in real life, so I guess she would know. All right. Yeah, it's a great shirt color. It really is. It's a great shirt color. WBZO says Dodgers. I like the Dodgers as well. So the Dodgers is my favorite team outside of Chicago. They are my favorite team outside of Chicago. Okay. All right. Let's continue on. So I figure if I'm talking about getting credentialed for the All-Star Weekend, I should probably keep you all posted in terms of what is actually happening for All-Star. So let's kind of go through it real quick. Let's go through some of the things that you all need to know about WNBA All-Star for 2025. And so, yeah, let's get into it. So here are some of the details that you all need to know. Is that the game will take place on July the 19th. All-Star Weekend is happening in Indianapolis. And so, yeah. So when and where? Well, the 2025 WNBA All-Star Game is happening on Saturday, July 19th at Gainbridge Fieldhouse in Indianapolis, of course, home to the Indiana Fever. And so here's what you want to look out for. You want to look out for that Friday, July the 18th. We will see the 3-point contest and a WNBA skills challenge. That's happening on at 8 p.m. on ESPN, and these are Eastern time, times. Anyway, and then on Saturday we have the game itself on ABC. Now, you all may know that they've already announced the captains, but if you forgot, here are the captains. This year's we have 2 captains that were voted in by the fans. They were the top votes by the fans, and the captains are Caitlin Clark and Nafisa Collier. Caitlin pulled out the most fan votes, and then Nafisa Collier was not very far behind with her votes as well. They will be drafting their teams live on Monday, this upcoming Monday on ESPN, because of course ESPN is the home of basically all things All-Star. Also, if you all are not aware, the starters have already been announced. We have 10 starters already that we know about, including 2 from the Indiana Fever and 2 from the New York Liberty. Also, guys, I gotta say that Nneka Ogwumike made history this year as well. She joins Sue Bird, Tamika Catchings, Brittany Griner, Diana Taurasi as just the 5th player in WNBA history to earn at least 10 All-Star selections. And so that is pretty cool for Nneka Ogwumike. And also, guys, I want to go through the rest of the list of All-Star players. And so, yeah, let's get to that real quick. All right. So here are the names of the players who are going to be starters for the All-Star team. We have, of course, Caitlin Clark and Nafisa Collier, who are the captains. We got Leah Boston, Paige Beckers, Alicia Gray, Sabrina Ionescu, Nneka Ogwumike, Satu Sabli, Brianna Stewart, and Asia Wilson. All right, so those are the 10 players that were announced. And also, guys, if you all are curious about the reserves, well, the reserves will be announced on Sunday. So make sure to keep an eye out for that. Keep an eye out for some of the names that are going to be the 12 reserve players that are going to be announced. That will not be announced on TV. That will be announced at noon Eastern time this Sunday on the WNBA social platforms. Okay? And so just be on Twitter refreshing on Sunday at noon, and you will find out who ultimately made the list. If a player is unavailable to play in the All-Star game, we will see the commissioner name a replacement for that player. And in terms of the All-Star coaches, the top 2 teams in the WNBA standings through this Friday, those top 2 teams, those coaches will be the head coaches for WNBA All-Star. Okay? Hopefully that all makes sense. And then finally, you all may, I just want to do a quick reminder of last year. Last year we saw probably, in my opinion, the best ever WNBA All-Star game. And it was a battle between Team USA and the Team WNBA squad because last year was an Olympic year. So we end up seeing Team USA trying to gear up for the Olympics. And so they face Team WNBA. This happens every Olympic period, just about every Olympic period. And this was a straight up battle because we saw the national team, we saw them fighting for playing time during the actual Olympics. And so they had something to play for. And then for Team WNBA, they were basically playing for pride. They were like, nah, we didn't make the national team for the Americans and whatnot. It's like, hey, we didn't make the national team. So we gonna show y'all how good we are. And so they gave the national team a run for their money, and ultimately Team WNBA ended up getting the dub over the national team. I thought that was a fantastic game. That was a very high octane offensive game. It was a very flashy game. I loved watching last year's WNBA All-Star game. It was in my opinion the best All-Star weekend, or All-Star game, I should say, ever. Okay? And I've been watching the All-Star weekend, All-Star games for decades now, and last year was the best. All right? And then also last year, we saw Alicia Gray basically with everything. Alicia Gray came into All-Star weekend, signed up as a competitor for the skills challenge. She signed up for the three-point contest, and she was playing in the actual game. And we saw Alicia Gray win the skills contest. She won the three-point contest, and she walked away with a whole lot of money, guys. So shout out to Alicia Gray for that. We'll see if she signs up for both again this year. But for the actual WNBA All-Star game itself, of course, as I said earlier, we saw Team WNBA win, and we saw Arike Ogunbowale end up winning the All-Star MVP. All right. Shamika says Arike was so fun to watch last year. Yes, she was. Yes, she was. She absolutely was. But yeah, guys. We'll see what happens. Quintus says I really enjoyed last year's All-Star game. I love Cheryl Miller versus Cheryl Reeve. Yeah, that was funny. The two Cheryls going at each other. L Down says, I don't think Caitlin will actually play much this year. She may not. I think she'll play though, just because again it's in Indianapolis. I'll be surprised if she does not play. But yeah. But yeah. Amelia says last year was my first time watching a All-Star game. It was great. Well, I will say this: next year, or not next year, this year will not be as exciting as last year. The reason why is because this year is more like going to be like how 2023 was for the WNBA All-Star, where, you know, it's more of a just showcase of top players. People aren't playing as hard. They're kind of taking it easy. They're having a fun time. Whereas last year, it was a work trip for the national team. It was a work trip, right? And then for the WNBA All-Stars, it was also a work trip in that they wanted to show up Team USA, right? And so like both sides had was trying to battle for respect and attention and for national team playing time. Whereas this year it's not going to be as competitive. It's gonna be more competitive, I would say, than the NBA All-Star Game. But it's gonna be funny. You're gonna see players, not playing as hard because again, it's a regular All-Star Game during a non-Olympic year. So I would say that's pretty standard, not surprising in that way. But yeah. So don't be surprised if this is not as competitive. It still should be a really, really good game. I'm still excited about it. I think it should be awesome. However, I don't think it'll be as competitive as last year. Nancy says, I hope you can get an interview with Cheryl Miller. That would be a prize. That would be amazing. That'd be really cool. That would be really, really, really cool. All right. Do you guys got anything else to say about WNBA All-Star before we move on to the next topic? Any other comments? Quintus says this year is a popularity contest. I mean, the All-Star Weekend is All-Star itself is a popularity contest. The whole point of All-Star, regardless of the sport, is to give fans an opportunity to watch their favorite players all at one time. Key on favorite players. It's heavy emphasis on the fan vote because the fans are the ones who make stuff happen, right? And so I don't actually have an issue with it being a popularity contest because it is. All All-Star competitions, regardless of the sport, whether it's NBA, MLB, WNBA, NHL, like whatever, it's a popularity contest. That's what it's supposed to be. I don't see anything wrong with that. It is a popularity contest. Alpha says, Quita, you never read my messages. Literally, this is the first. I get a lot of messages, and I just click on what is sort of at the bottom of my list. And so, sorry. Let me search Alpha to see if you put anything else. Alpha says Arike is having a rough season. I mean, yeah, she is. She is having a rough season. Yeah, facts. But yeah, if I don't read your comment, post a new comment. It's not intentional. It truly is coincidence because I'm like, stuff is just coming through and I'm just clicking on it. Dad says, what about Mama? She needs to be there too. All right, Dad 7256. Well, she will be there, just not credentialed. She will be there for the actual game itself. And so I'm getting her a ticket for the actual game itself. All right. Jamie says, Quita, who is a player past or present would be your dream person to interview? Dog. Any and all of them. But top players, I would probably say Candace Parker, Lauren Jackson, Dawn Staley, Tamika Catchings, Diana Taurasi would be crazy. And then for current players, Angel, Rakia, Nafisa, Caitlin, De'Erica Hamby, Courtney Williams, Natasha Cloud. Like, the list goes on and on and on and on and on. There's so many players currently that I would love to interview and talk to. But yeah. For sure, Maya Moore, right? So many former players, so many current players. Really, truly, I'm really a fan of everybody. So like, let's make it happen. Sylvia Fowles too would be awesome to talk to, and Janelle McCarville. She was at the game, the Commissioner's Cup game, and like Janelle McCarville was I really like Janelle McCarville. She was a hard worker. She really was. Yeah. Anyway, from the stars to the not so stars, I would love to interview any and all because yeah. Sydney Colson would be a hilarious interview. Hilarious. Quab says, so do you have voting credentials now? No, I don't. No. I'm not a voting media member at all. I just applied for credentials for the All-Star Weekend, and I found out yesterday that I got approved. And so, yeah. And Elena Deladon, I'm just saying. EDD, I was a huge fan of hers. Huge fan of hers, okay? Okay. All right, so, guys, let's move on. Let's move on, guys, because got another segment to talk about, and then we're gonna talk about a whole bunch of other stuff soon. But I just want to finish this off by saying thank you. I thank you all so much for rocking with this channel. I thank you all so much for your engagement every single day. Like truly, guys, we've been doing this thing for over 2 years now, right? And this is a thing that only happens because of you guys. Like, sure, I show up, I do research, I prepare thoughts and whatnot, but you all are the people who make this thing be a thing. And so I want to make sure to make coverage that makes you proud. So as we go through All-Star, let me know what you all are interested in seeing. Let me know what you're interested in hearing about and whatnot, because truly, we are the awesome people of the internet together. And I want to make sure that like the coverage that comes from All-Star is reflective of the whole community of the awesome people of the internet. Okay, so what you can do to stay tuned of what's happening for WNBA All-Star, make sure you are subscribed to the channel. Make sure you're subscribed. All right. Make sure you have your notifications turned on for this channel. Follow me on social media, specifically Twitter and Instagram. I will be posting during All-Star Weekend. Not only will I be posting on YouTube as like YouTube live streams, YouTube videos, also posting on a community tab, I will also be posting on Twitter and Instagram as well with some like behind the scenes stuff and just cool stuff. So let me know what you're interested in seeing, what interviews you want to see, what player stories you want me to cover. When we cover the atmosphere, the merch tables, various fan moments, let me know. Drop your ideas in the comments and DM me with some ideas if you got it. And also, I just can't wait to go to Indianapolis and bring you all with me. This is just the beginning of this channel. This is just the beginning of what we're doing today. So see y'all at All-Star. And maybe if enough of y'all are going to All-Star, meaning like 5 or more people, maybe we'll have like a meetup or something somewhere at WNBA Live or the All-Star Game itself. We'll figure out a way to make that happen. So let me know if you plan on actually being there. But yeah, this should be really fun. This is just the start of something new, and I am very grateful for you all for just continuing to rock out with me. So with that being said, let's move on. And let's talk about branded bills. Because, guys, when it comes to really, really awesome looking hats, high quality custom apparel, well, you all can absolutely count on branded bills to do that. They have the game on lock when it comes to that. And they sent me a whole bunch of awesome hats. They look pretty great. This is my favorite one because it has Chicago on it. So regardless of the style of hat you are interested in, maybe you're interested in snapbacks, you're interested in trucker hats, fitted hats. My favorite type of hat is the bucket hat. I am a huge bucket hat fan. Or maybe you're a t-shirt person. They have everything you need covered. They are a perfect mix of comfort, function, and style. And I know you all have seen hats before. However, Branded Bills is not just your average hat company. They do use premium materials with their hats, and they pay attention to detail as well. And the hats that they've sent me are pretty fantastic. I do like hats. I am a hat person. As I said, of course, my favorite one is the bucket hat, but we got a whole bunch of other hats as well. And the best thing about Branded Bills is if, let's say you're trying to build your own brand or your own team, well, Branded Bills allows you to customize your headwear as well. And you can work directly with their team to create your vision and bring it to life. So regardless if you have a business, a podcast, just a crew of friends that you want to all have the same hat design on it, well, you can do that with Branded Bills. Plus, let's say maybe you're a fan of South Carolina. Maybe you're a fan of LSU. Maybe you are a fan of Iowa. Well, Branded Bills got you covered as well. You can absolutely check out their campus collection where you can rock out with your favorite college. So make sure to go over and check them out. Head over to brandedbills.com and use code BBQuita for 15% off your first order. Again, that is code BBQuita at brandedbills.com. All right, let's move on. Let's talk about the players of the week. The reason why I waited to talk about this is because, hey, we had a huge break in WNBA games. And so this still feels very relevant because we haven't had a game since this was announced. All right, we haven't had a game since this was announced. And so, I got to talk about it. I got to talk about the fact that Asia Wilson and Angel Reese were both named Players of the Week for this past week. And guys, let's get into it because both of these players have been absolutely rocking and rolling. Of course, Asia Wilson was named as the Western Conference Player of the Week. I believe this is for the 24th time. Like, this is absolutely insane that she has won this thing for so many times already. Kind of crazy. Anyway, from this past week, we saw Asia Wilson average 23.3 points a game, 10.3 rebounds a game, 4.3 assists per game, 2.7 blocks per game, and 2.0 steals a game over the last week, helping the Aces to a 2-win, 1-loss record for this past week. Asia Wilson, during the same period, she scored 5,000 points as well. And so, yeah, she's absolutely doing her same thing, her awesome one, her big one in the WNBA. Asia Wilson is Asia Wilson. And yes, the Las Vegas Aces are not the same team as they used to be. However, Asia Wilson is absolutely rocking and rolling still, trying to do everything she can to make it happen for her team. All right, now we move over to the next player. The next player is Angel Reese. So shout out to Angel Reese for winning the Eastern Conference Player of the Week. Now, Angel was on her big one as well this past week. I'm talking 19.7 points a game, 17 rebounds a game, 5 assists a game, 2 steals per game. And she had a fantastic stretch with the Chicago Sky. Just help doing everything she can to help the Chicago Sky actually try to win games and actually be competitive. And best of all, she is also doing this without her fellow skyscraper, right? Camilla ended up going overseas right now. She is playing with Team Brazil in America, and hey, Angel is holding down the fort. We saw the Chicago Sky get 2 really big wins this past week. They beat the LA Sparks twice, and yes, they did lose to Golden State Valkyries. However, we were very, 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 very close. Very, very close to ultimately winning that game, but ultimately it did not happen. But still, really good job by both Asia Wilson and Angel Reese for just doing a big one in this past week. And also, guys, you all may remember that these 2 players actually won Player of the Weeks at the same time last year as well. You all may remember it was week 7 last year week 7, where Angel and Asia won Player of the Week in the same week. Last year, that was in July, actually. So similar timing this time around as well. And so, yeah, that's really, really cool. So, again, shout out to Asia and Angel. You got Big A and Little A doing their big one. And it's very, very fun to see. So shout out to them for just rocking and rolling, man. Because here's the thing. When it comes to the WNBA, it is all about growing over time, and that's exactly what we're seeing with Angel Reese. Angel Reese is a very awesome competitor, right? But what we're seeing, what we have been seeing over the last several games for Angel is her ability to just continue to grow as a player and just make the smart moves at the right time. And that's exactly what she's doing. So we'll see ultimately if she gets named as a All-Star reserve. I do think that she's going to get named as All-Star reserve, but we'll see on Sunday to see what happens on that front. But hey, the Aces had a good week last week because of Asia Wilson, and the Chicago Sky had a good week last week because of Angel Reese. And we'll see how this continues to go. Angel, 4 consecutive games with 16 rebounds. This is someone who has just been on her big one. Absolutely on her big one. And fun fact, guys, did you know that Angel is averaging 12.4 points a game and 12.6 rebounds a game this season? Wild. Last year, she averaged a double-double. This year, she's averaging a double-double. If she finishes the year with a double-double, that's going to be in the record books. That's going to be in the record books for the first two years of a WNBA player being in the league, averaging a double-double. Like, I think a post player at that. Like, I think it's just really cool. It's really, really cool to see what she is doing as a player over the last couple of games. And yeah, she's just gonna keep on doing it. She's going to keep on doing her big one. Okay. And also, guys, for those who are like, oh, look at her field goal percentage. Her field goal percentage was around 48% or so last week. So, so she's being efficient too. So don't, I'm just saying. Anyway, shout out to Angel Reese. Shout out to Asia Wilson. And again, if y'all are just joining this channel, y'all don't know about this channel, full transparency, I am a Chicago Sky fan. But truly, we have seen Angel Reese really do be on her big one. And I think it's really cool to see. I think it is really, really cool to see. Okay? Ace Boogie says, Angel is about to be a walking triple-double. To be honest with you, I wouldn't be surprised. I really wouldn't be. Because we are seeing Angel, a player who already is a walking double-double in general, just finding her teammates, facilitating more, and I love to see it. And her teammates are knocking down shots too. And so that's pretty awesome as well. So, yeah. Shout out to Big A and Little A. Okay? Shout out. All right. So, let's move on to the next topic. All right. So the next topic, I want to talk about a player, a legend. I want to talk about a legend. And that legend is none other than Sue Bird. So, for over 2 decades, I believe, Sue Bird did not just play for Seattle. She became Seattle. She became one with the city, and she was beloved by just about everybody in the Pacific Northwest. And now, Seattle is making sure that no one ever forgets the name Sue Bird. So, in August, the Seattle Storm will unveil the first ever statue dedicated to a WNBA player. Sue Bird's statue will be put out front, right outside of Climate Pledge Arena, the house that, in a lot of ways, her legacy helped to build. And I think this is pretty awesome, and I want to talk about it. So let's put this in perspective, guys. No franchise, as I said earlier, no franchise in the WNBA, not one, has ever immortalized a player with the statue. Now, we have seen colleges do that, right? Most notably, y'all remember Asia Wilson has a statue for South Carolina. Caitlin Clark is going to have a statue for Iowa. And so that's a thing. That's a thing now in college, right? But it's not a thing in the WNBA. Now, that's partially because the WNBA is still a very young league, but still, this is a pretty big deal. Sue Bird has spent her entire WNBA career with the Seattle Storm, and she's still connected with this team still to this day. And I just got to say, guys, when awesome stuff happens, it's important for us to celebrate it. It's important for us to highlight it. It's important for us to talk about it because when we talk about a player like a Sue Bird, right, someone who was drafted number 1 to the Seattle Storm in 2002, right? She became a 13-time WNBA All-Star. With the Seattle Storm, Sue Bird won 4 championships, right? And after she retired, she joined the Seattle Storm ownership group. Right? She's done a lot with the Seattle Storm. So it makes sense, right? It makes sense. And so they're not just making her a statue because of the championships, right? It's not just because of the records, though she left a whole bunch of records with Seattle, all-time leader in assists, a whole bunch of other stuff. It's because the Seattle Storm and Sue Bird helped to give Seattle a basketball outlet after the Supersonics left, right? She was the face of the Seattle Storm for years, right? And so when it was like, oh, basketball's leaving Seattle, no, it wasn't. It wasn't leaving Seattle, even though the Seattle Supersonics left. Because Sue Bird was still there, still rocking and rolling. Of course, still had a lot of talent. It wasn't like Sue Bird did everything on home. She did not. She had Lauren Jackson with her, which it's a player who's severely underrated. She had Breanna Stewart with her. She had Jewel Lloyd with her. So she didn't do it all by herself. However, she really was that steady force, that steady leader for this Seattle Storm team. And so, yeah, I think it's awesome. I think she helped to give Seattle a continuous basketball outlet, and she made the league a whole lot better. So, yeah, that's what's happening. The unveiling takes place on August the 17th at Climate Pledge Arena. It's going to be a whole day of celebration, and so it's going to be a fan fest as well. And they're going to have a Forever Sue game that evening. And the first 7,500 fans will get a Sue Bird art print. And so that's going to be pretty cool as well. I wish I was actually off that day, or I wish I was like off that day and I could actually make the trip down there to actually see it in person. But it's going to be pretty cool. I'm excited about it. If y'all live in the Pacific Northwest, absolutely go to that game. Check it out. But yeah, this statue is really cool. But, you know, it's not just for Sue. It's for a reminder, a physical reminder of the power of women's basketball. And that, hey, if you dream it, it just might happen. If you dream it, if you put the work into it, it just might happen. So yeah, shout out to Sue Bird. Shout out to the amazing legacy that she has had. You know, again, let's go down the list. 13 All-Star nominations, right? 5 Olympic gold medals, 5. 4 WNBA championships. She's in the Hall of Fame. But her leadership that she gave to Seattle every single time she walked on the court, every single time she walked in the locker room, that is something that she's defined by, right? I've heard countless of WNBA players talk about Sue Bird as a person and how great she is and how much she cared and all that good stuff. And so it really is cool to see that in the future, every player, or every person, I should say, that walks past Climate Pledge Arena will see Sue Bird there, standing, or I don't know exactly what pose she's going to be in for the statue, but you're going to see her there, and people are going to be reminded of the power of women's basketball and of the impact that Sue Bird has had. So shout out to Sue Bird. I just want to talk about it real quick and make that a thing. So again, that is it. That's that segment. I also want to, before we leave, I also want to remind you guys of the games that are happening today. And so that's what we're going to end on. So later today, we will see a boatload, a bevy of games. A bevy, I haven't said that word in a long time. We're going to see a lot of games happening later today. So I just want to go through them real quick. We have the Las Vegas Aces versus the Indiana Fever. That game is happening at 7 p.m. Eastern time. We have, at the same time, we have the LA Sparks versus the New York Liberty as well. That game is happening at 7 p.m. Eastern time. We have 30 minutes after that game starts, we have another game starting at 7:30 Eastern time. We have the Seattle Storm versus the Atlanta Dream. At 8 p.m. Eastern time, we have the Phoenix Mercury versus the Dallas Wings. And then also at 8 p.m. Eastern time, we have the Washington Mystics versus the Minnesota Lynx. A whole bunch of games all at the same time. Now, some of y'all may be frustrated about that and saying, you know what? Why are these games at the same time? Shouldn't they be at different times? Here's the deal. The WNBA has to cram a bunch of games in a small period of time. Because we had the Commissioner's Cup, and because the WNBA had no idea who's going to be playing in the Commissioner's Cup, because again, it's determined during the season. Because of that, they had to have a buffer period between regular games and Commissioner's Cup, which is why usually there's no games on Monday. So that's why there was no game on Monday. There was no game we ended up seeing the All-Star game or the Commissioner's Cup game, and then no game, and now we have games today. Does that make sense? There had to be like a little buffer for the Commissioner's Cup, so that way whoever ended up making it at least had a day of rest before and a day of rest after. So that's why we've had several days of no regular season games, and so yeah. Yeah. All right, so which games are you all watching? I'm very much curious about it. Also, I will be watching all those games at the same time. A fun fact to know is that the Indiana versus Vegas game is going to be on Amazon Prime. while the other games will be available on WNBA League Pass, okay? So you may have to use 2 devices. One device has Amazon Prime, and then the other games will be later. Now, here's the thing. Here's the excuse of the WNBA having games today is because, again, you have the Commissioner's Cup. But the WNBA, even with that being said, they still got some improvement they need to do when it comes to scheduling, because tomorrow, how many games do we have on Friday? 0. 0 games on Friday. Right? And so there's a whole bunch of stuff with scheduling that still needs to get worked out, and hopefully that helps. Hopefully next year they're able to get that all figured out. But yeah. All right. That is the stream, guys. That is the stream. I'm very, very much curious to hear what you all have to say. Con Lenny says, congratulations on getting media press credentials. Hopefully you will get one for next year's All-Star Game, which could be in New York, Los Angeles, Dallas, Atlanta, or Connecticut. I don't think it's going to be in Connecticut. I think that's one team that it for sure will not be in. I could see it being at Golden State. I could absolutely see it being at Golden State. Or in Toronto, because the Toronto Tempo will be a brand new team. Like I can see that being a thing as well. But yeah, I'm hoping that, yes, I will be, hopefully, fingers crossed, that I will be at next year's All-Star Game, and hopefully, maybe this year's WNBA playoff games and finals as well. All right. Again, thank y'all so much for rocking with me. If y'all could make sure to hit that like button, please make sure to subscribe to the channel, guys. I make content all about women's basketball. So if that is your thing, if that is your interest, make sure to subscribe to the channel, guys. I will be live tomorrow. Yes, tomorrow is the 4th of July. However, there's a bunch of games happening today, and I got to go live to talk about them. Tomorrow. I'll give you all recaps, talk about what's going on. Maybe we'll get into some CBA stuff, which there's a lot of stuff about the CBA that we need to talk about. But yeah, so we will be live tomorrow. So make sure to stay with the channel. If y'all could, make sure to share this with people. The only reason why I even got approved to be credentialed is because you all support this channel. That's the only reason why. And this channel growing is great just for visibility of like what we're doing and how we're doing it. And how we just go about stuff. So, like, please make sure to share this with people. Tell people, like, hey, if you want to know what's going on with women's basketball, if you want to just know the real of what's happening and want real coverage of just about everybody, well, check out Quita, Quita Love Sports. Check out Quita in the mornings, you know. So, again, thank you, guys. I will see y'all in the morning tomorrow, guys. Have a great day. Have a fantastic day. If no one has told you, you matter, let me tell you. You matter. You are important, and I'm very much happy that you are on this earth, guys. I was about to end the stream, but we do have a super chat. Thank you so much to Hyken for the super chat. Says, congrats on the credentials. Just joined the stream. Well, thank you for your support. Truly, thank you for your support. Thank you all for your support of this channel. Like, I don't know. I've just been very, like, in a mood of gratefulness, and I really do appreciate you all for rocking out with me and just your support. We are elevating this channel. We are elevating this show into a legit thing, and let's do it together. So thank you all so much, and y'all have a great rest of your day. Until next time, guys. Bye-bye.